Welcome back to the Book Nook. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today we're going to talk about what I read in the month of August. And fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you want to see it, I returned all my books. So I only have one of my physical copies and the rest went back to the library so other people could enjoy them. So The Island by Ellen Hildebrand. This is my second Ellen Hildebrand that I read. And this is my beach read because I got to go to the beach for the first time in like nearly 10 years. So this was kind of a special little read. I started on the beach, and this follows the Cousins family, and they are in an upheaval. And so, sorry about that. To get away from the chaos, they visit their family island off of Nantucket called Tuckernuck. I'm looking at my notes. If you see, I'm looking down. And this is the first book I've actually read. The first one I listened to on audio. And I did not realize that the thing about Ellen Hildebrand is she has no chapters. It's just one continuous story, which was a little bit hard for me to read. I like chapters. I like having places to stop. It was, but anyways, so needless to say, I like the story. And I thought it was a great story about personal growth, and everybody grew in this time at the beach. And I gave it 4 stars. So that is the only physical book. The rest of them I will have to put on screen for you, which is no problem. So my next book is, I listened to it on audio, and it was P.S. I Love You by Jenny Han. And this is the second book to the All the Boys I Loved series. And it follows Laura Jean, who is 16 years old and has a lot of things going on in her life. And unbeknownst to her, one day, 4 letters or 5 letters that she wrote get sent out to these different boys that she wrote at different times in her life to these boys. And they were never meant to be sent out, but they did. And so now she's been dealing with that situation and what all the drama that has brought. And it's a coming of age story. I really enjoy it. I watched the first one on Netflix, and then when I was scrolling looking for something to read, listen to on audio, I noticed that they were available, so that's why I got them. And I really, honestly, like the stories a lot better than the adaptations. I will be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, even though I'm watching this series with my daughter. This is one of my daughter's favorite movies, and I just really liked the story. Jenny Han is a great story writer. She's a wonderful YA author, and I'm still invested in the story, and I finished it, and I need to start the third one. I haven't yet, but I like I said, I do like them better. I don't know what I gave this. I didn't put it down. Probably 4 stars. I'll put it up here. I'll look it up and put it up here, but I didn't write that down in my synopsis. But I really did enjoy it. My next book, oh, I did. I gave it 4 stars. It was in the next one, next page. Okay, so the next book, I actually listened to this as well. And it was called The Maidens by Alex McCades. And this is a story of when Mariana gets a phone call from her niece Zoe that one of her classmates has been found unalived. And so this one not only is Zoe's school, but it's Mariana's alma mater, and also where she met her husband, who is now deceased. And she was still grieving that, and she returned to that place, and that really brought up a lot of feelings. And there's a professor, and he has a very strange relationship with a group of students. This is a dark academia, and it's my first, I think, real dark academia that I've ever read. I don't know if this is one of my favorite genres, not one I will maybe go to. I do want to read more of them. It was just a little strange. I'm going to say it was a little strange, but there were times where I felt my skin crawling reading this book. It was very eerie. I like Alex McCades. The Silent Patient is one of my favorite horror books. So yeah, I liked it. I gave it 5 stars. It did what it was supposed to do. And even though it made my skin crawl, I believe that was the effect they were going for. So it was really good. Okay, so the next book that I read were 2 more books I'm going to talk about. And I actually did them in a reading vlog, so you can go see my full review of those. But was Dead Med and Baby City by Frida McFadden. I did a 5 days of Frida, and I gave a full in-depth review there. I don't remember what I gave them right now, but you can go to that video and find out. And those were very interesting stories. And just a little FYI, Baby City is not a thriller. It is actually a fiction. And it does remind me a little bit of Grey's Anatomy. It made me actually want to start. I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy in forever, and it made me want to start watching Grey's Anatomy. So there you go. The next book I read was Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this was another hit from her. I love her writing. I love her stories. Yes. So this is about Carrie, who is a tennis player, and she is coming back to defend her title after an injury. But this was also a story not only about where it was about, this was a story about competitiveness and how that will only get you so far in life. And that she learned a lot about herself in this time and what was really important. And I just really felt like it really was a growth story again. Like I feel like I've talked about that a lot, but this was a story about her growing, even though she was in her mid 30s. It's never too late to grow. And I learned a lot about tennis, and I have a very big appreciation for those athletes now. Not that I didn't before, but I just have never read a book about tennis. So yeah, so I loved it, and I probably gave it 5 stars. I would think I did. Okay, so the next book and our next 2 books I'm going to talk about are also in a reading vlog, and they are my cleaning vlog, and I listened to them audio, and it's Canyons, Caravans, and Cadavers by Tanya Kappas and Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I don't remember what I gave them, but I gave a full review in that one. I did enjoy both that. That was my first Rachel Hawkins. It is the 6th in the Tanya Kappas series. I both recommend both of them. They were very good, and we're going to move on. Jane and Dan at the End of the World. Jane and Dan are out celebrating their 19th wedding anniversary, and they question if they'll make it to 20 because the restaurant ends up in a hostage situation. And this was almost satirical, I felt, the way, and I don't want to get into why, but I really felt like it was somewhat satirical in some ways. And I didn't know where it was going, honestly. And I went into this completely blind. I honestly thought this was going to be like Last Man on Earth. I don't know if you've ever seen that on Fox. I watched that years ago. I didn't watch all of it, but I thought it was going to be something like that. Not at all like that, but it was really good. I enjoyed the reading. I will look for more books by this author. I did not write down the author, but I'll put it up here. And I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun read. Okay, the next book I read was Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I honestly cannot remember if I read this book or listened to it. But either way, this follows the story of Arthur Grady, and he decides to take his agent on an offer to go visit a remote island because he has had writer's block since his wife disappeared a year prior, and he really needs to get a book done. This book, I don't want to go into too many details because I feel like I give away too much, but it had so many twists and turns. I did not see the end coming. Again, the second favorite, this ties with Silent Patient, is Rock, Paper, Scissors. As far as I'm concerned, those were my 2 favorites. So it's funny that I read both these authors in the same month. But yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I loved it. Did not see the ending coming. Yes, would definitely recommend. So in all total, I read 10 books this month. And I gave 6 5 stars, 3 4 stars, 1 3.5 stars, and I did DNF 1. And it was How to Solve Your Own Murder. And I DNF'd it because I felt like I had read a lot of that stuff that month, and I was kind of burnt out on the mystery kind of thing. I did have a very mystery heavy month this month, mystery thriller month. It was very heavy. So I just kind of was like, I'm kind of burnt out by this genre. So I just went on and started reading, actually, After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which will be in my next reading wrap up. But yeah, and I Spoiler, I loved it, of course. But anyways, so that's it. So I did have a good reading month, and I hope that maybe something I said sparked your interest in any of these books. Comment below if you've read them, and what you thought. And I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day and enjoying the fall weather wherever you are, because we are officially in September and it is fall. All righty. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.